Am I the a-hole for telling my in-laws to blame my stepson's mom and not me for my stepson denying his half-siblings? My husband has a 12-year-old son from a previous relationship with his ex-girlfriend. When I first met him about 9 years ago, the co-parenting situation seemed really healthy. His ex and I even got along well enough. She once sent a small wedding gift through my stepson when he came over during my husband's custody time. Things felt civil, even hopeful. Back then, she sometimes made little comments about how sad it was that her son was an only child and that he'd never have siblings. Honestly, I didn't think much of it. People say things like that all the time and it didn't feel important. Everything changed when I got pregnant with my first bio son, who's now 5. That's when my stepson's mom completely lost it. She said our baby wasn't really my stepson's sibling, that her son was meant to be an only child, and that the only kind of sibling that counted was one who shared both parents. She even demanded I abort my pregnancy when I was already 5 months along. I was stunned. My husband was furious. He told her flat out that siblings aren't limited to having the exact same mom and dad, that half-siblings, step-siblings, adoptive siblings all count. He even explained that sometimes people consider themselves siblings because of love and friendship, not blood. He got my stepson into therapy to help, but unfortunately, his ex had already planted the idea that our baby didn't count. My stepson clung tightly to that belief. He told us repeatedly that he was still an only child. I tried myself. I gently told him they had the same dad, and that could be special. I shared my own story. I only have half-siblings, but I love them and consider them absolutely my siblings. But he would just shake his head and say, "No, that's not the same. He's not my brother." His mom never apologized or backed down. In fact, she doubled down. She openly admitted she wouldn't stop telling him that, and she even said she wanted him to reject our child. My husband took her back to court, and the judge ordered therapy, co-parenting classes, mediation, the whole package. But even with all that, nothing truly changed. The court eventually told us to just keep with therapy and hope it helped. After that, my husband and I wrestled with whether we should have more kids. Part of me thought maybe we should stop to avoid putting another child into a painful dynamic. But I've always wanted at least 2 kids, and my husband wanted that too. We also hoped maybe with another baby, our stepson might see the sibling bond differently. So we went ahead, and 2 years later, our younger bio son was born. He's 3 now, but nothing changed. My stepson still denies that they're his brothers. If someone calls them siblings, he corrects them immediately and says, "No, they're not." Even the label half-sibling is rejected. He ignores my sons completely. He won't even say hi back to them when he comes over, which we're also working on in therapy. It breaks my heart. The strangest part is, this isn't about him not liking little kids. He has cousins the same age and younger than my boys, and he is wonderful with them. Sweet, kind, playful. He laughs, he includes them, he adores them. The difference is crystal clear. It's not about age. It's about what his mom has told him. We try to shield our sons from the rejection as much as possible. Thankfully, they're close to each other and have that bond. Still, my husband and I hope one day my stepson will come around, though I honestly don't know if he ever will. Now here's where the AITA part comes in. Recently, my in-laws started being really vocal about how we should have nipped this in the bud by now. They asked my husband why he lets his son believe that. He explained that he can't just force a belief out of him, that all he can do is encourage and foster the relationship. They weren't satisfied. They said one stern talking to should have been enough, and since it wasn't, we clearly weren't doing enough. Then they turned on me. They called me directly and asked why I wasn't doing more. They said as the stepmom, I hold a lot of weight and influence, and I should have fought harder, even legally, to make sure my stepson sees us as a family. That's when I snapped a little. I told them bluntly that I have less influence than his mom, who has been in his ear since day one, and that I can't compete with her poison. I said if they're looking to blame someone, they should look at her, not me, because I'm just the step-parent here. I don't have the legal standing his bio parents do. I can only support my husband in what he does. They didn't like that answer. They accused me of blowing off my responsibility and said I clearly don't care since I'm just happy to blame his ex and do nothing. I told my husband what happened and he actually defended me. He told his parents to leave us alone if all they're going to do is shame us. But his parents still say that I'm wrong for shifting blame and not owning my part in the situation. So now I'm stuck wondering, did I go too far when I told him to blame his mom and not me? Was it wrong to even bring her into it during that conversation? Or was I right that his mom's influence is the root of this whole problem? Am I the a-hole?